continue with Attract, and this is where I'm actually going to give you the tools. All right, so this is the get out a notebook, get out a pen, open a Word document, whatever it is. This is where you really want to take notes, because everything in this segment you're going to be applying. It's your time to start attracting. Now, if you're new, you're going to love this, and if you're an experienced consultant, you're going to love this too, because the consultants that we teach the Attract model to, they switch to our way of getting clients, Attract, and they love this part of the PAC model. All right, so we've done positioning, and now we're going to get into the tools of Attract. You're on A. So I'm going to start with my favorite tool, and if you've heard my name before, you might go, Terry Levine, Facebook. All right, why is that? Well, out of all the social media platforms, for me, Facebook has literally earned me well more than $1 million. And Facebook has this tool that is amazing. It's called Facebook Live. Facebook Live. So how do we attract? Well, you have the right Facebook page. You have a good Facebook business page that you set up, and you give away your best content on that page. Does that sound familiar? Give it away. Give people some of your quotes, some of your tips, give people some of your maybe little ideas that they can download in a white paper or a special report. Give it away. The more you give, the more you get. Givers gain. You've heard all these things. Are you doing it? Facebook. Now, why do I love Facebook Live? So I'm going to tell you about Facebook Live. When you go on your business page, and you now are teaching on Facebook Live, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. Your exact target audience who's following your business page, because they love that content, right? You're giving them knowledge and information, and they're like, I'm your exact target audience. I want to come and I want to learn, so I go to your Facebook page. Now you're going to say, hey, I'm going to teach XYZ, how to create your systems. I'm going to teach how to set up your marketing budget. I'm going to teach how to do a 5-minute stand-up meeting in the morning. I'm going to teach how to automate your business, whatever your expertise is. I'm going to teach how do you manage your control, your inventory. I'm going to teach. So I'm your ideal client. I go, oh, I want to learn that. And you're not charging me for it. You're not asking me to buy a product. You're not asking me to go to a webinar, a lunch and learn, a seminar. No, you're going on Facebook Live. It's free. So first you tell your audience, today at noon, today at 2 o'clock, I'm going to be on, or so-and-so from our company is going to be on. We are going to teach you, and you tell how you solve their problem. Don't just say, for example, I wouldn't say, today at noon, I'm going to teach you Facebook Live. There's no benefit. I would say, and this is true statistic, I'm going to teach you Facebook Live because I personally made over $90,000 in 94 days using it. Add that up, it's like $1,000 a day. So if my target audience goes, I want that. Notice how it's a result, right? It's a result. What's the result that your target audience is going to get from what you teach? Announce what time you're going to be doing it. Let your people know. So let's say you're going to do it at noon, maybe at 10 o'clock. You say, hey, this is what we're going to be doing today. Join me on Facebook Live. And then you tell them maybe a half an hour before, and you remind them one more time 10 minutes before. Quick little posts, okay? Join me. Don't forget I'm going to teach. When you get on Facebook Live, I want you to give away freely your best stuff. Your best stuff. Don't hold back. This brings up the question, is your mentality abundance or is it lack? Honest. An abundance mentality says, I can just show up and give away my best stuff. Because when people learn my best stuff, they know that I must know more, and they want more. And in reverse marketing, they ask for it because they're attracted. So get on Facebook Live, teach, share. Other secret to Facebook Live? Make it like a webinar. Teach for about 30 minutes. You might go, 30 minutes? Here's why. Facebook is streaming into people's walls, streaming. Number one, Facebook says it takes a good 10 minutes for Facebook to go find you the audience. Number two, I'm on my page and I might be scrolling down and I might not be there at 12. I might be there at 12:15. So if you have 30 minutes, and this comes from all that trial and error that I've done, it gives you enough time to get people there. Some of mine and my clients' Facebook Lives have brought 3, 4, and 5,000 people. Why? They get shared. People send them around. You can share them in groups. So, Facebook Live, you writing that down? It's my favorite strategy. One of our favorite strategies, and Pete and I developed this for our business, this Business Consultant Institute, and we each have this in our own consulting businesses, are to have what we call a consumer awareness guide. Consumer awareness guide. What is that? Well, first, forget selling, all right? We're not selling. It's not something that sells. It's something that shows that you're a credible expert. So you may have the 7 mistakes people make when hiring a consulting company for their manufacturing business. The 7 deadly sins people make in marketing, in dentistry. Maybe something like that, all right? So have a headline that your target audience goes, oh, I need to know that. Your target audience says, I want the benefit. Sound familiar? I want the result. Give it away. Put it on your website, put it on landing pages, put it on social media, give it to other people to give away, print it up, hand it out everywhere you go. Just give it to people who are interested. Oh, I have this consumer awareness guide. Do you have a business card? No, I don't, but I do have a consumer awareness guide if you happen to be interested. All right, I don't need my non-ideal target audience to have my business cards. I need my ideal target audience to have my things in their hands, or I'm printing it or looking at it on the internet going, ah. So let's say I have the 7 deadly mistakes of hiring the wrong consulting company. So mistake number 1 is X and X and X, and we've got 7 of them. At the end, you give a 1-page summary. It goes something like this. This consumer awareness guide has been brought to you by Business Consultant Institute. Business Consultant Institute is known for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So number 1 is, let's say people, the deadly mistake that they make is they hire a consulting company and the consultants don't really have experience with those particular processes. At Business Consultant Institute, we have experience in blah, blah, blah processes. Let's say the second thing you talked about is that people are working on their business and they don't really understand how to systematize. They're good at working on it. They get they're supposed to work on it, not just in it, but they don't have systems. Business Consultant Institute, we teach our clients how to systematize. So you take away all 7 things on 1 short page, and then you give your contact information. So don't forget to start with, this consumer awareness guide is brought to you by. It's a public service piece. Got it? It's not a sales and marketing piece. It's public service just for your ideal target audience who will raise their hands because they want this. And you can do, by the way, Facebook ads, if you choose, that direct people right to your consumer awareness guide. You don't have to spend the money. It is a way that you can do this. Send it out through your email list, etc. The next thing that Pete and I teach is called your core story. Now, I'll share with you Chet Holmes, the late Chet Holmes, who I adored. My company used to provide the business coaches to him and to his company and his organization. And Chet had this process called Core Story, and I fell in love with it. I instantly adopted it when I started my coaching institute. And we, using my Core Story, we got 200 new students in a weekend. We never had 200 students come to us in a month. So this is one reason I'm a big fan. So what's a core story? Think of your core story as something that you can put on a DVD. Now, why a DVD? People throw out a lot of things. They don't throw out DVDs. Now, I'm not telling you to put it on a thumb drive. You may want to say, oh, just put it on this, that. I'm going to tell you what works. This is what works. So what goes on a core story? You can take something like your consumer awareness guide and you can literally make it into PowerPoint. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the core stories I have in my company is about the disengaged worker. because we do a lot of soft people skills, entrepreneur. So we talk about 63%, true statistics, 63% of the average worker's workday, 63% is non-productive. That's in the United States. That's a scary statistic if I'm an employer. I want them to be productive. More productivity, more profits, right? So, oh my gosh, and it's all because of this phenomenon called the disengaged worker. So we have a core story. What to do about your disengaged worker. And we have the statistic underneath it, 63% of your employee time, they're not productive. Do you want to change that? And we ask the question. So people want to see this DVD. They want to change it. And all it is a PowerPoint. A picture's worth 1,000 words. It's PowerPoints that are photos and charts and graphs. So we've got one, I always love this one. Somebody looks so stressed out and they have a headache. You know, it's an employer, oh my gosh. And then we show another one and we show the profits going down. We show how much time the average worker takes off. We show one where people are gathered around a water cooler and we give statistics about how much time people spend on breaks. We show one with cell phones, how much time your employees actually spend looking at the phone. We show one with a computer. What are they really doing at their computer when you think they're working? So we have all these statistics and every one of them has a photo that emits emotion. You want to really stab at the pain. Oh my gosh, those disengaged workers, what am I going to do? And just like the consumer awareness guide, the end of the core story is, this has been brought to you by, so in my example, it's Entrepreneur, where we focus on increasing your employee morale and productivity so your company can profit and thrive. And we do that by decreasing days off and decreasing time spent on phones and every single pain point. What do you do with a core story? You want to get it in people's hands, right? Same thing. Put it up on Facebook, offer people a chance to get it. Put it on your website, offer people a chance to have it. Don't have them pay for it. It's instead of your business card. Bring it to events, bring it to functions, bring it to seminars, hand it out in lunch and learns. One of the things I did many years ago is I wanted to get into a pharmaceutical company, Merck. And I kept asking people, who do you know, who do you know, who do you know? And like, I couldn't get in. So I had my core story, and I went and I bought a DVD player. You know, I think it was like $99. They probably keep going down in price, probably cheaper and cheaper. I loaded it up with my core story. I sent it off to the person I needed it to go to at Merck. And I'd always called. I mean, I'd written and I'd sent things and they just wouldn't take my calls. And this time I called and I said, yeah, I'm the one who sent you the DVD player. And the person got on the phone. And they said, we can't accept gifts. I said, it's not a gift. If you want me to pick it up after you watch it, I'll pick it up. I just want you to watch it. It's going to help you. And I'd be happy to come over, watch it with you, and talk about it. It's how I got in the door. It works. Help me with General Electric, help me with others, and some of our clients are using this as their chief door opener. So that is your core story. When I say core, remember we talked about core unique positioning? Same thing. What is the core benefit or problem that your company solves? That's what you want to make this about. One of the other things that I learned from Chet Holmes, and I love this, is called your Dream 100 list. Dream 100 list. And I'm going to recommend that you actually do this. I want you to grab some paper, and I want you to grab a pen or a pencil. By the way, don't keyboard. When you keyboard, you only engage one hemisphere of your brain. And when you're writing, you engage both. And we want your logic and your creativity. So Chet said, start with A and go to Z, and create a Dream 100 list of everybody that you might like to do business with. So I remember this to this day. I took a notebook, and on first page I put A, and then I skipped like 5 pages, and I put B, and I just kept doing that through Z. So under A, I had accountant, which helped me think about my accountant. That was my accountant on my Dream 100 list. I didn't censor it. I didn't stop and think about it. I just said, oh, I wrote accountant, and I kept going. I also remember writing down the name Alan. I have a cousin named Alan, and his name appeared. He was, at that time, working for General Electric, was really high up, and I thought I would love to work with Alan's division. So I recommend that you do this kind of A through Z, just write. And after you cannot think of another one for A, B, C, etc., go through them. Take a pen or take a marker, whatever resonates, and 100. You want the top 100 companies or industries that you want to get into. Here's what happened from my Dream 100 list. I noticed that I wrote down Alan, and I thought, oh my gosh, Alan works at GE. I hadn't even thought of that. Alan works in a division at GE I want to get into. Alan went on my Dream 100 list. And by the way, I worked with Alan's division for 5 years, and it was probably 2 million, maybe 3 of business. That was pretty good that I wrote Alan down. I also, on my Dream 100 list, I had written down the name of a company that is a big financial company, and I wrote their name down. And I thought, well, how am I going to get into that company, Prudential? How am I going to get in there? I don't know anybody. They're on my Dream 100 list. Well, my consumer awareness guide, my core story, my Facebook Live, many different ways. Write down and have your Dream 100 list and carry it everywhere. I constantly, still to this day, I say to people, who do you know? Do you know anybody here? Who do you know? And that is how you get in the door. Ask. All right, one of the other things, and our clients use this, and it's fun, and Pete and his company, Win Enterprises, had great success with this. Lumpy mail. What's lumpy mail? Do you ever get mail that comes in an envelope and you feel there's something in it? A pen, notepad, you're not even sure what's in it. You tear it open. Well, it works, and it particularly works in these days. Most people are using email marketing. Very few people stuff something in somebody's mailbox anymore, and you want to use this. Because when we go to a mailbox at work or at home and there's something in it, we're curious human beings. We want to open it up. What is that? I want to see what it is. So sometimes companies send very non-creative lumpy mail. It's a pen or it's a Post-it note. You can be very creative. You can send a pair of socks. We're going to knock your socks off. I sent one. This was my silliest one ever. I got ketchup bottles. And then on the ketchup bottles, we just printed up labels, we wrapped around it. And for all of our former clients, we wrote, it's time to cats up. Yeah, it's goofy, it's silly, it's all of that. And we sent out, I think it was 40 or 50 of those, and said it's really time for us to talk about where your business is at, and we want to do this, and cats up, right? So we mailed these out. Not only when we called did they take our calls and we made jokes and got back together, 5 of the 50, I think it was 50, could have been 40, they actually called us. And they said, oh my gosh, that was hysterical. Think creatively. And promotional companies can really help you with this. I highly recommend Lumpy Mail. Remember I said low and no cost marketing? Lumpy Mail is not all that expensive. There is a company called Sendaball, sendaball.com. Very often after I speak to a prospect on the phone, I send a ball, they mail it for you. Yep, goes right through the US Post Office like that. And it says, had a ball chatting with you. Make it memorable. People remember you from Lumpy Mail. Now, we want you to get out. We want you to be in front of people. People do business face to face. It is not always about people clicking place to place on the internet. Seminars are a great thing for you to be doing. When I built my coaching and consulting business, every single month I gave a seminar. It was free. Even though I was being paid as a keynote speaker, I did seminars for free. I invited people from my Dream 100 list. And sometimes there'd be 30 people, sometimes there'd be 50, and one time there was 4. Catch my point. While there were only 4, one of the people in the audience, he owned 5 grocery stores, not huge ones, smaller ones. He loved what I did, and he hired my company. I don't care if there's 5 people. You do a seminar to connect with people. Give away your best stuff. Share, share, share. Value, value, value. And by the way, yes, you can do seminars that are webinars, teleseminars. I'm really talking about with people, okay? Go ahead and do that and speak everywhere you can. You know, sometimes people say to me, well, Terry, I'm not a great speaker. You don't have to be. People don't need a great speaker. You have content. You have something that your audience wants to hear and wants to know. You don't have to be the best speaker. You don't need to join National Speakers Association or Toastmasters. You can if you want to. You don't have to. You can have notes, you can have index cards. If you give people content and they're learning, they're going to be happy. So where do you speak? Rotary, Chamber, Kiwanis, Optimist Club, Realtors Association, Manufacturers Association. Who's your target audience? They have associations, they have conferences, speak at organizations. So when I first started, it's a funny story, but I'll tell you. I spoke everywhere, all right? So when I come out of the industry of national health care, rehabilitation, occupational physical medicine, and I was known for that and did keynote speeches for that, but I'm starting a coaching and consulting business. Nobody knew me. Who was going to hire me to speak? No one. I called every place to speak. I spoke at the Lions Club, Chamber, Rotary. I spoke everywhere that I could. And here it goes. My local Whole Foods grocery store, yep, honest to gosh, they said, we have speakers. We'd love to have you. Now, I stood in the aisle with people trying to get literally the vegetables off the shelf behind me. Excuse me, I need the canned corn. Okay. Now, it wasn't the classiest place to speak. However, not only did I get clients, that's about 20 years ago that I did that. One of my clients is still with me from that event, and she's referred 5 or 6 other clients to me. When I say speak everywhere, I hope you hear me. Speak everywhere. Think about this. If you speak once a month, that's 12 opportunities a year to get in front of your target audience. If you speak once a week, you're expanding that. Offer to speak everywhere. And now I'm going to share my favorite 2 words with you. Ready? Write these down. Leverage, optimize. Leverage, optimize. You're going to love this. Everything you do, do it once. And leverage and optimize it at least 3 times. Do it once, leverage and optimize at least 3 times. So what does that mean? Well, if I'm going to stand up and I'm going to talk in front of my chamber, and I'm going to do it for free, I ask if I can video record it. I now have spoken for the chamber and impacted however many people that have exposure to me and given value. I now have a video of it that I can put on my website, put on YouTube, put on Vimeo, share with my prospective target audience. I can cut segments of it. I can put it on Facebook. I also can extract out the audio. Now I have an audio that people can download, listen to. I can put it on my blog. It can be an audio blog. If you do a podcast, that's your podcast because you've got the audio already done. I can, by the way, listen how many ways I'm doing this. I can take the video and that can be my blog or a vlog, which is more common now, is a video log, and Google likes that even better. I can also have it transcribed. From the transcription, I can have a special report. I can have all my tweets. I can have my Facebook and LinkedIn posts. I could go on and on and on. Leverage and optimize. Remember this. All the strategies I taught you, do it once and leverage them. I'm going to back up. Remember Facebook Live, my favorite tool? I save those Facebook Live videos. I can upload them to YouTube, and I can do the same things I just taught you with them. I transcribe them. They're special reports. They're part of my tweets. They're part of my LinkedIn. They're part of my blog. I just gave you the absolute ways that we attract. These are the tools that bring us business every single day, that bring us contracts, ideal clients, and if you leverage and optimize them, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. You do it once, you've got it used at least 3 times. Notice in some of these even more. Time for you to do something. Ready? Get creative. You don't have to use everything I gave you. Pick 3. Just 3. What sounds easy, effortless, and like more fun? Get started with those 3, and you will be so excited because you've already positioned. Now you'll be attracting your ideal client.